Around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You
Good morning and good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to Outpost Gray, a YouTube channel designed to provide you information and education in cybersecurity, innovation, and technology. I'm your host, Jack Scott, and I am thrilled to have you with us here today. I'm even more excited about the guest that I've got behind the screens. Many of you know him as Simon Linstead, but he is also the founder of Info-sec.live, an emerging new cybersecurity community that we're going to be talking about today. So I'm really excited about that. But first, some really quick admin notes. First off, thank you to everybody that's here live. If you are here live, make sure that if you want to ask Simon a question or myself a question, go ahead and drop it in chat using a capital Q. It'll be easy for us to see it and we can pull it out at that time. We will try to go through all the questions today. And then the other thing is for our weekly episodes, if you haven't done so already, I would ask you, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube page. We do weekly episodes that drop every Thursday, and subscribing will keep you in the know of when we have a new episode. Next week, we're going to have Tom Ryan on the show. I'm really excited about this episode. It's going to be from 3 to 4 p.m. our standard time. That's Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be talking about the current affairs of cybersecurity. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. We can turn on the news. We see a lot of the activity in Eastern Europe, but how will that impact us? So next week, make sure to tune in for that. It's going to be a great episode. Tom is a wealth of knowledge. All right, so back to our guest, Simon Linstead. Have you ever thought or ever considered, starting your own brand or creating a community from scratch? Well, for myself, I've created my own brand, and I have been building my brand for probably really being intentional about it the first part of 2020. Doing something like this, creating a brand, creating a community, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of intention, and there are going to be highs and there are going to be lows when you're doing this. It's very similar to being an entrepreneur because the brand, the community that you're creating is your vision and your mission. And it's creating influence and getting people to buy into that brand and that community. And that's something that Simon has done. And I'm really excited because today I want him to share his background, his journey, his highs, his lows, and then where is Info-sec Live going today? And if you're not part of Info-sec Live, I highly encourage you to go and join the community for free. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring our guest on the stage, Simon. Welcome aboard. How was that transport? Are you good?
Love that. Yeah, I think I'm just getting put back together, reassembling. No, it's amazing. Hey, Jax, how are you?
It is so good to see you. It's always a good time when we can be on the stage together.
It's exciting. I know we had a brief catch up before, but we haven't had a chance really the last week or so to catch up properly. So I'm looking forward to the chat.
Yeah, you look really sharp. I almost when we were like having our few minutes of countdown, I was like, maybe I need to go throw on a blazer or something. You're looking good. It looks like
it's lack of options. So it's either hoodie or suit. So, and I'm also a great believer in shiny shoes, shiny mind. And I feel if I get dressed up and I feel smart, it tends to make you act a little bit smarter sometimes as well. Not always, though.
No, I 100% though agree with that. I know without fail, I have my morning routine, which includes I do my morning meditation, I do my workout, and then I get fully dressed. Well, usually from waist up because I usually wear comfy pants from waist down because I'm sitting all day. But yeah, and that's probably the only thing is like I do like the comfy pants thing. I'm not looking.
Well, okay, here we go.
Yeah, you got jeans on. Yeah. I have boho pants on.
This is what you call smart casual.
Yeah. No, like
I'll give you a secret tip as well. I've even got sliders on at the bottom.
That is awesome. Stay comfortable, stay sassy. I even put on perfume, depending on if I need a little bump of like encouragement or motivation or confidence. I'll put on some perfume before I do a talk. So it's all about mindset. So Simon, I'm so excited because this is a topic that I've wanted to talk with you about and have you share your story. But I know there's going to be some people either live right now or that will watch this later that may not know you and your background. So can you take a couple minutes before we dive in and just share a little bit about your background and how you got into the cybersecurity space?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I think to go into detail, we'd be here all day, and probably most of the people I see in the chat have heard it already. So I'll skip most of it, apart from to say, you mentioned the word entrepreneur earlier. I'm 47 now. At 16, I suppose, even before that, I was washing people's cars to try and earn extra money as a teenager. At 16, I set up my own business selling mobile phones when they were big. I then went into chartering pirate galleons, mock pirate galleons in the Canary Islands, and running booze cruises for a few years in my 20s. Then it was financial sales. I've always, and then in 2008, set up my own financial services company. I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset. The difference with that as well is, whilst I've managed to achieve great success, I've also managed to destroy everything as well a few years ago. So for me, I went from being very, very wealthy and very successful from the outside to being very, very poor and living in a caravan, which gave me the chance to, I suppose, take a year out to work out who I was, why I'd been behaving the way I had, why I'd managed to achieve such success, but why I'd also had such a self-destructive streak. And without going into that in too much detail, the biggest driver for setting up the community from that point, two things, I suppose. One, my love of technology since being at school. And secondly, after coming into the industry last year as the head of sales for a penetration testing firm in the UK, I got to speak to hundreds of different people. And it made me realize that as an egocentric asshole before, I suppose, as a businessman, is how I describe myself. I was very, I can do that, I can do that. And I suppose coming into this industry has made me realize that it's not just about one person's skills, it's about lots of people's skills to make a success of anything. And the idea of the community came about from speaking to so many different people who were struggling with soft skills, getting through the interview process. Also, I suppose, isolation, in as much that not having anyone to share the journey with that they were on. And for me, when I came into the industry, I pivoted from financial services, had no support around me, and the multitude of options out there was mind-blowing. And I ended up stumbling onto Cyberary, following a path on there. But had I have had that sense of community of people to talk and draw information and knowledge from, it would have been really good. So it was set up not as a business, but just as a community, not to make money, which I did when I was making money. So the problem with that was I then stopped work and then ended up getting so focused on, you said about how long it takes. I mean, it's 8.5 months since I launched back in June, mid-June last year. And I've been working 80 hours a week at least on it ever since. And it's been amazing. It's been the best time of my life, but it's also probably given me some of the biggest challenges too.
Yeah, that's what happens is, you always, it's never a clear delineated line when you start something new, and you have to like really create the plane. I always say it's like creating the plane in mid-flight. Like, you've got to take action. The fear, because there's a certain level of fear because of the unknown. So the fear is not just going to dissipate without action, but then you can get into analysis paralysis because you don't know what actions that you need to take because you've never done this before. So you are treading into unknown waters, and you created a community that's now blossoming. And I want to read off the mission statement to everybody. The mission for Info-sec.live is to create an open and engaging unified platform for cybersecurity professionals at all stages of their career to share knowledge and experience in a global community that fosters growth and collaboration. And I've seen this. I've seen how it is a global community. You don't see that on a lot of platforms. But then it's also, in a way, a safe space for the younger cybersecurity professionals, maybe the ones that haven't even broken into the industry, are welcome into the community to be able to foster their skills and help them figure out their career path. Was this something when you were creating it? Is this what you knew you wanted the mission to be? Or was it really just like, I just want to get people together, but you didn't know what you wanted it to grow into?
I think the real issue is, after spending 30 years building businesses and working through business plans, cash flow forecasts, and doing all the things that you should do before setting up a business, I never set this up as a business. And because of that, and the fact that it's turned into one from the fact that if I need to concentrate on, or if I want to continue concentrating on it full time, I need to generate an income. And the thing for me, for the community, was that it had to be free for everyone, because I've spoken to so many amazingly talented people all over the world, and some of them in countries that are still developing. They haven't got the funds to pay for courses, and the skills I've seen fostered and grow from those kind of relationships has been mind-blowing. So to create a community and then start charging for it, it's just not an option. So for me, I've tried to go back with your help the last few weeks and start to try and think about ways of driving an income to keep it going and grow it, because obviously adaptability is key with anything. And I think the one thing we've done as a community is we've listened to the members and what they've asked for. We've tried to deliver it, but to continue doing that on the scale that we're getting to now, we need funds to do that. And I personally need funds to be able to pay the bills if I'm doing this full time. So it's become a real, do I get a full-time job? Do I stay doing this? And recently, we've had some amazing people step up. I mean, we've had Greg and Jeff from Valor sponsor the Cyber Career Day, which is amazing. They've also, I'm doing some creative consultancy work with them at the moment. I can't tell you more because I've signed an NDA, and it's very exciting. But that kind of support allows me to continue building the community. But it's still very difficult, especially as a father of 6, you know, knowing that you need to get that income in without putting it on the members to have to pay. So it's a very difficult balance. And I think long term, sponsorship will fund it and allow it to grow. And I think the only way you can do that, though, is by engaging with sponsors who are also genuine and trying to do the right thing. And without naming names, I've had several offers of sponsors, employment, purchases from organizations where I wouldn't sell to, despite my financial situation, because we've now built up trust with 2,500 people in the community. For me to then sell them out to one of these training providers or whoever they might be, that I've kind of been voicing my opinion on for the last year, would make me a bit of a hypocrite. And also I wouldn't be able to sleep. So I'm determined to continue growing it for free. It's having people like yourself, Valor. Let's not forget Gerald at Simply Cyber, who's kindly sponsored the stream that starts next week. And it's looking for other people to come in and provide that sponsorship to help us grow moving forward. Because we've got big plans, and we've got some amazing plans, and we've got so many volunteers helping with it, but it's still not enough. And you know, at the end of the day, for us to progress with some of our bigger plans, we need money in to do that. So I suppose today, this is a great platform for me to be able to say to people, you know, if you are a genuine training provider, or you've got an interest in helping the industry break down some of these barriers that appear to be in place, then please do reach out.
I love that. Yeah. And we'll talk more on how people can reach out and volunteer. Just had a question. I think the answer is no, but do you have a Patreon account by chance?
The fact that I don't know what that is means no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, it's actually a US based company, and it's a membership platform that allows creators to make money off of what they're doing. People have Patreon accounts, and they can be $1 a month. And what they'll do is some of these guys and gals will have articles that they'll post and videos and art, or whatever they want to utilize it for, but it's a membership based. So something to consider. I don't know if you can even use it in the UK since it's US based.
I'm not sure. I mean, that brings you back to the structure of the company as well. I mean, the firm was set up, I set up a limited shell company because I launched the website last June, but didn't give it any thought. And it ends up that I think 60% of our members are in the United States. So it's now a case of moving forward. What do we do with that? Do we change it into a not-for-profit? Perhaps, don't know. I mean, there's lots of pros, there's lots of cons as well when it comes to getting sponsors involved and other bits and pieces. But it's just looking at all the options out there whilst trying to keep the bills paid and the roof over your head at the same time. And I've got to be honest with you, I've nearly walked away 3 times now due to financial pressure. And this is though each time I'm about to walk away, kind of miracle happens that allows me to keep doing it. So someone, I'm not religious by the way, but someone or something is trying to tell me that, I think it's me trying to tell me, because I wake up every morning now, apart from when I'm stressed, like we all get sometimes, loving what I do, because I'm actually doing what I enjoy every day, which is speaking to people, helping people and creating content. So
You found your niche. Now it's just making money doing it. You found your niche, found your passion. A lot of people can't go through most of their life not knowing what are they passionate about, how they make money. And you've done that. And now it's just trying to figure out the way to make money. And you know
It took
you're going to
47 years.
Yeah, you know you're going to succeed though. I believe in you. I know the audience and everybody
Thank you.
watching this believes in you. And Kimberly mentioned this as well. For anybody that's curious, if you go on to Info-sec.live, you'll actually see that he does have a GoFundMe on there. And let me do this
Thanks,
really quick.
Kimberly.
Yeah, Kimberly is another individual that's actually going to start doing some streams on Info-sec Live. Not Kimberly and Michelle, which they're going to be doing it with Cybersecurity Central. So everybody needs to check out Cybersecurity Central. I'm doing a plug for them. Make sure to go like and subscribe to their YouTube and LinkedIn. Okay.
I'll tell you what we could do. If you're now going to go into the community and show.
I will. I'll go into the community next.
We could maybe put a link in for Cybersecurity Central in there for the members to click through.
Oh yeah, let me do this, and then I just dropped this one so everybody can get to Info-sec Live. But I wanted to go through this page with them and then show them the community platform as well.
I suppose it's worth mentioning now that one big thing for me was having an autonomous platform. And the importance for that was twofold. One, the ability to move and change and adapt. So the fact that the data is held at the moment on a Mighty Network platform, it's still independent in as much as all the data is owned by Info-sec Live and not shared with third parties, which is very, very important. The next stage, I suppose, would be that we build out our own platform that isn't even reliant on, a provider. And the main reason that's important is because I'm 47 and I've seen how communication methods and stuff change over the years and how platform usage changes as well. Now, there's lots of amazing social media platforms out there, but I just wanted there to be something that was just for cyber and infosec. I think that was kind of the crucial part of it, and having the ability not to be beholden to Facebook or LinkedIn with regards to groups, etc.
Yep, and there's a Mighty Networks. It does make it really super easy and convenient. I love the app. It's not hard to work. I have my right now. It's because you're growing so quickly. I'm starting to get more and more alerts on my email. It can be overwhelming, so you can filter alerts.
You can turn those off.
Yeah. So for everybody, this is what the main page looks like until you're actually into the community. And it's super easy. You hit request to join, and then you'll fairly quickly you'll be able to get access to the community within a few hours. And then this just goes through just overall mission and vision, what the community is about. What I really want to highlight, though, is right down here is a quote. This is your quote. And this is something you've already touched on, but I want to highlight this and I want to read it out loud. If we establish a community with sole intention of making money, we won't succeed. A real community is deeper. The people are the community and what makes it unique. And for people to engage, they need to trust and have a safe space. I love that. Yeah. That's awesome. And how did you create that? Is that something that you created from the start, or is this something that you created within the last few months after you started developing it?
It's something that I suppose the mindset behind it or the belief behind it was from the start. And you see lots of communities trying to be set up that charge money and they don't turn into a community. You look at any successful community and it's community led by the members, and I can sit here and try and claim some success for the marketing of Info-sec Live, but the real success has come from the people in it and the hundreds of people, and I mean hundreds over the last sort of 8.5 months, who've stood up and helped other people, supported me. And that just goes to show the importance, and the global diversity of it as well is amazing. And I think with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, we need to try and pull together more and more. So for me, again, money is a barrier. And I think that's why so many of these fail is, one, they try to monetize it from the start, perhaps with still the best intentions. But the fact, if you're charging people for it, it's not a community. It's a paid for service, isn't it? So it's all very well me saying that. But then when you get to the point where you need to keep it running, you need to then think of ways to try and monetize it. So that in itself, I mean, adaptability in life and business is key. And I think it's constantly monitoring, looking at the data, listening to what people say and working out what works. And at the moment, this seems to be what's working, Jax. You know, your channel's had a huge amount of success. Ours has seen some success the last few months, especially with the Cyber Career Day that you and I hosted back in January now, I think.
Yeah, it was January 27th or something, end of January, yeah.
And the one we've got tomorrow, I think, whilst the whole earning money from YouTube might take a while, the earning money from marketing and sponsorship has already started to pick up. And I mean, we'll touch on that a bit later, but we've got a fairly exciting announcement that we can't say too much about just yet. But in the near future, I think, thanks to the kind of content that we're putting out like this in the Career Day, that we may have met our kind of match when it comes to helping people get into the industry. So I'll leave that teaser hanging for the next 2 weeks, see if anyone can work out what it is.
How about the teaser? So I just dropped the Cyber Career Day in the chat for everybody, but make sure you go down to here and you hit the reminder button. You definitely do not want to miss this. We have got an amazing lineup. I mean, seriously, look at these people. Look at the people that you got on here, Simon.
No, we got on there.
It was team effort. Yeah. Team effort. I mean, Alexa
effort.
Knight, Mike Jones, Christoph Fullen, Chip, who has just a wealth of knowledge in this space. I love the diversity also in here. There's a ton of diversity. Again, global. You've got people from all over the world that are giving of their time. And I know this time around, you're going to be doing like 30-minute time slots, 15 and 30-minute time slots. You're able to fit more people in. But yeah, this is going to be a great event. There were how many people came in during the stream? Was it like 500 to 1,000? I can't remember.
Well, I think we've had a few hundred viewing live, but we've had over 1,000 through my page. I know Gerald Simply Cyber streamed it too, and he's had a fair few numbers. You've had a few on yours. Yep. I know for a fact that we've got approaching 900 registered on LinkedIn alone for the one tomorrow. And if you compare that to the event in January, we had 375 people registered for that.
Twice sign up. That is awesome. So I'm giving you a clap.
I'm really excited about tomorrow. I'm also very nervous about it, like I was the last one, because there's a lot of moving parts, isn't there? And talking of moving parts, you're going to be moving your parts throughout.
I'm going to be, for everybody that's wondering, I'm co-hosting with Simon, but I also have an event, the 4x4x48, for raising money for a nonprofit for veterans here in the United States and for mental health. Yeah. But we're going to have like limited connectivity. So we're going to make it work. Bear with me tomorrow, because Simon will be fine and he'll have great connectivity. I'll be the one that'll be like.
If anyone watching fancies being in the background just in case and wants to jump in as well, feel free to reach out.
That's awesome. Yeah, Kimberly. I vote Kimberly.
Come on, Kimberly. We still haven't spoken face to face, Kimberly.
Yes.
So many
Kimberly.
times. Tomorrow could be the day,
tomorrow.
Kimberly.
I already voted Kimberly. She's going to do it. I'm going to call her after.
Kimberly too.
Yeah. It'll get her warmed up for her.
Absolutely.
Doing the live stream with her and Michelle for Cybersecurity Central. So Kimberly.
How's my bandwidth, by the way? Because I'm running off a 4G router at the moment. Am I pixelated? Is the quality okay?
You look great.
Does it look all right? Okay.
Yeah, you look great.
Tomorrow, I'm actually going to go to a friend's house who's got a stable connection, because poor old Mike Jones, who I saw in the audience, I left him hanging on his own at our meeting twice or three times because my connection just kept dropping out, which is one, completely unprofessional. Sorry, Mike. Thank goodness it was you and you handled it so amazingly. I come back on unaware of what's going on, and Mike's like chatting, answering the questions. I'm like, I got off that stream and I was like,
I saw that stream. I think that it was handled like flawlessly. It was very good. He rolled with it.
I feel really sorry for Mike, and I owe him lots of favors for that. It's embarrassing. Again, it's back. I'll be brutally honest with you. Why I've had the problems, I haven't been able to pay the bill for the Starlink because, again, I haven't been working, so you have to prioritize certain things. So luckily I've got a pal of mine down the road who's got fiber broadband. So for tomorrow's Cyber Career Day, I'll be taking my mobile office green screen I have behind me and re-hanging it on another wall. So it should be seamless.
I love that. And so we've already got Jess voted for Kimberly too. So
yeah,
I'll talk with Kimberly. What we could all do is we can all start the stream together, the three of us. And then when I have to go run my race, I can always come back and then relieve you. And then Kimberly and I can run it and we'll figure it out. I think it'd be great.
We'll work it out. It'll be fun. I think, I don't know one event I've actually personally prepared for ever. I've got to be honest with you. I think preparation is key, by the way. Always. As long as you've got all the moving pieces and everyone communicated with. But for me, I think you can overthink, especially when you're presenting. And I don't know. I'm not very good at reading off a script either.
No, once it's
my failing eyesight, I can't read it. I'm like this.
Yeah, go time, Simon. It's like the more authentic and casual, as long as you know what your end goal is for that stream, it's be authentic and casual.
Just
And you
to
do
make it through the 5 hours, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah. That's why you need another co-host. So if like Kimberly, me, we'll help you, because doing 5 hours straight is hard by yourself. That's rough. Oof.
I see the comment there about teamwork. Do you know, we've got to go back to that, because I set up businesses before and did everything myself. I'm very reluctant to let go on anything, but the amount of help I've had from community members, from yourself, Jax, from community leaders who've reached out, given me their time. And I saw another comment in the chat earlier about there being no industry like this for support. And I've never seen anything like it. I really haven't. And whilst not everyone's genuine, I'd say most people are. And the support network out there is phenomenal, you know, absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, let's show what Info-sec.live looks like once you're actually in the platform. So I love this. It's really easy and slick. First thing, what's on your mind? You can post anything. Here, hey everyone, we are live with Simon. Go check us out. I'm gonna post this.
I don't go on mine because of my bandwidth.
Huh?
I won't go on mine because of the bandwidth. I might lose you.
Outpost Gray YouTube and click on the live stream. I could drop the live stream in there, but I'm not there, so we'll see. No, post without a topic.
I think the other thing while you're on there is where the red cross is at the top. If you have your own channel,
Mm-hmm.
you can go live. If you don't, you can do quick post articles, polls, prompts,
Mm-hmm.
questions, and it's all to try and drive engagement within the community. And it's difficult to encourage people. I think the one thing that's encouraged most people is the random OSINT challenges we've been dropping in, like either pictures of places I've been in the past or local pictures to us. We've had an awful lot of engagement from people doing that. It's just trying to get people engaged and talking as well, because I don't want to be sweeping generalizations, but there's a lot of introverted people in this industry.
Yes.
Who aren't like me, who like to stand up and start talking about themselves every 5 minutes. And it's important for when people are looking for work or looking to raise their career that they improve those skills. So I suppose the biggest thing of the platform, the only thing I bring to this industry is the ability to communicate with people. And I'm not a technical person. You know, I suppose I'm a salesperson is what I really am. And the only thing that I feel I bring to it is the cohesion of trying to bring it together and also helping people with those soft skills whilst trying to improve my technical knowledge, which I'm not doing very well on at the moment.
Hey, it's all a process. And the technical side, that takes years. And that's not what you're focused on right now. You can't be focused on trying to build a community, but then also trying to build your technical. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great things, Simon. Seriously.
Thank
so
you.
This community, look at, like, this is the main, I did not share that again. So this is the main page for everybody. When you get in here, you'll have your features up top. This is also an area that Simon's working on figuring out a way. Well, not figuring out, you've done it, to monetize.
No, still figuring out.
Yeah. Okay, figuring it out, still building the plane. Everything's still in process, but this is an area where you can feature something. Maybe right now he's got the sponsored package, but maybe there's an event coming up. Maybe you like Cybersecurity Central, they're doing the monthly book club. This is where you can feature that article and be in.
If you look at the top of the page, top left, where the Info-sec.live icon is, there's also a space next to that where, when I mentioned earlier about putting Cybersecurity Central on there, we can put a hyperlink on there with their logo that takes people through to their YouTube page, for example. The other part down the side where it says Hangout, we've got that linked through to our collaboration meeting space at the moment.
I love this one.
But that again it's a hyperlink that can be named as anything and point to anything. So again, it's something else that if people have got a message they want to get out there, it's another way of promoting that within the community. But yeah, while you're logging in here, this is GatherTown, which we're on their beta trial program. They've given us access to a 500 seat or 500 capacity venue, which is awesome, really. You're in the demo bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I need to get out of the demo bit.
Tutorial. There we go. You're
Yeah,
having
this
fun
is
on that
great.
island.
This is a great platform, and it's been, yeah,
And
like,
we haven't used it either. And this is
no,
the frustrating thing. I've been so busy trying to drive some sponsorship, but this venue is absolutely amazing. We've got
yeah,
game areas at the bottom where you can sit down and collaborate. It's all video link as well. So as you walk close to someone, your cameras come on, you can converse with them. There's a 500-seat arena for presentations. We've got private meeting rooms where you've got interactive whiteboards for, say, recruiter events. It's set up basically, yeah, obviously hyperlinks and videos everywhere you go. It's phenomenal, and we've been very kindly given by GatherTown access to this exclusively for free, and it should cost, I think, $3 per user per event. So the fact that we've got access to this for free, I think for the next 6 months, we've wasted a month through not, or I've wasted a month through not promoting it. You'll see all the arrows on the floor are color coded as well. There's information boards. I think when you get to the top to the venue, we've locked the doors at the moment, so you won't be able to get in. But that's that's the conference
I'm
area.
locked out. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
well,
these
we've got
little,
to keep these things locked down. But if you see down the bottom where you've just walked past, these rooms on the left and right, we've got quite a few of those. Corridor A, that one on the right should be open. Yeah. So in here, you've got the interactive whiteboards. Whoever's in that room can only speak to people in that room, so the room becomes a private environment. Again, when you're in the room, there's a 2-seater table, which again is a 2-seat private environment. So for interview spaces or private collaboration, you can use that. The functionality of it is absolutely fantastic. Again, it's, I suppose, working out the best way for us to use this as a community. At the moment, this is just open 24/7 for all of the members to come in and hang out. Which
and talk about like these little areas. So if I had a guest in here, I can go over here and
so these are the private seats. So if I was in there now and I had enough bandwidth, I could jump in, and if I sat at that seat with you, both of our cameras would turn on. We'd be able to have a private discussion, and even anyone else within that room environment couldn't hear what we were saying. And again, the room itself is that private environment to anyone outside the room. And I think we've got about 50 of these rooms. This, I've got to give a quick shout out on this. This was Larry, my amazing friend Larry, who's helped me since the start of the community. Him and Dana, another member of the community, they built all of this space station out, put all the arrows down, all of the functionality, and they did all this in their own time for absolutely free, which is just mind-blowing. Another example of the strength of the community, I think. Yeah, it is, Kimberly. Yes, it is like a virtual career fair, but back in the 90s when video games weren't particularly good, I suppose. But yeah, you've got everything you need there, from those private meeting spaces to the big area where you can do presentations, to a poker room, which is clearly important for middle-aged men like me.
Yeah, you've got, so you don't have to walk all the way around.
Oh, we can take, if you go right, go back the other way, Jax, and walk right down the end, keep going right. We've got something for any Star Trek fans out there. I suppose it's a bit dated now, isn't it? But
this is where this was. I was trying to go
there
here.
we go. If this is the atrium, I mean, there's a little hangout. But if you walk on that little pad there, you can only teleport. What? And all of these pads here, they take you to different areas. So if you, as you can see, as you walk next, it shows you the ones at the top. They're hyperlinks that we're going to set up for external places. So again, if you wanted to rent this space or have us host an event for you, this is something that we're looking to do as well. So we've got, as our shop, if you want to buy any nice swag, obviously you can access that in there. Hang around by the fountain, sit at the bar and drink a virtual coffee. So it's the metaverse, really, isn't it? We're there already. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can all of these benches you can sit on and have conversations with people.
Yeah.
You can set up these shops, like little shops all over the place, and you could have a group combo here where everybody can join in, another little transporter thing to go transport through. Yeah, it's great. And if there's anybody watching this that is like wants to do something with this, reach out to Simon.
We'd love to use it. I mean, we've thought about. I'll have a little whinge now about recruiters while I'm on here. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be great to have a
I mean, it's such a recruiter's market out there at the moment in this industry. It's probably one of the easiest industries if you're any good to earn money in, but it's also one that I think a lot of people are cherry picking, and rightly so. I suppose I'd be doing the same. And when we opened the doors up for our recruiter open day, I think about 4 or 5 weeks ago, we had 10, I think, recruiters come back saying they'd attend. On the day, one of them turned up, and you've got to think we had 250 people, candidates registered. One of them turned up, and thankfully, Gareth Davies, who's a recruitment consultant in the UK, who's a friend of Mark DeRick, who I know, who's a CISO, he jumped in at the last minute and hosted one of the rooms for us. So it's made me a little bit hesitant. Musa Ayub was the other one. I mean, it's made me a little bit hesitant on running any other recruiter events. And the problem is our community is full of people. I mean, it's a mix, but probably 70% of the community are people that are fairly new to the industry or breaking in. And the problem with a lot of the boot camps and training providers is they're all telling these people that they can do these short courses and then come smashing in on these high salaries. And then where are they? They're then left in our community without jobs, not knowing where to go. So
yeah,
for me, the whole battle has been to try and change that and help people with the identifying where they should be going, looking at their own skills. And I've been working on this with so many people in the community for months, different AIs, way of managing data. And it just so happens that I came across someone last week who seems like they've already done exactly that. And that's the exciting announcement we've got in the next couple of weeks, that I think we found an independent partner who has devised an independent, very clever piece of software that will help people identify their strengths and weaknesses. It will then help them identify a career choice, and then it will even map them out a path with exams. I mean, industry recognized exams, not boot camps, with a clear pathway through. And I think for me, if I'd have had that back in 2020 when I was trying to get into this industry, well, I might not be sitting here now. I suppose I could be a penetration tester. Who knows?
Yeah, but everything happens for a reason. If you weren't sitting here now,
no, completely.
Yeah,
So I'm excited. I've done a fair amount of due diligence on it, and so far I'm blown away. I've got another meeting with the guy next week, so hopefully, and also it's super cost effective as well. As in, I suppose I can't use the word, but cheap, which is brilliant.
Yeah, I love that. Let's go. I want to show everybody how the other aspects of the portal work for Info-sec.live, or not the portal, but the platform. Sure. I was thinking portal because we were over here and I feel like we're always in a portal. Okay, so the platform over here, what I love is how everything is broken down on the left-hand side. There's not too many things to click on. You can go into topics, and this is super easy. Topic of discussions.
Well, we need to tidy those up again. The issue, or not the issue, what's happened is the community was built up. I'll tell you what resources I put on there back in June last year. Is I had an ISO 27001 template which helped people, and I had some soft skills stuff. That's how I started, and since then I've kind of added topics in, haven't removed them. So again, when we've got some more funds and some help, I'd like to get these topics streamlined back to things that are more relevant, ask the community. But at the moment, it's a way of tagging topics or tagging content so that people can find it later, effectively, is what that's for.
Yeah, and you're able to, if you don't want to see this, you can hide the topic. If it's something that you're interested in and you want to know what's going on in the community, stay on podcasts, you just click follow, and now you'll know when there's notifications when something new is posted in there. So super easy. Events, exactly what it says. You've got your nice little clean calendar over here on the right to show what day it is and then what's going to be happening. It's super, I think it's a really super clean format that you have here.
I'd like to encourage other people to come in and post their events in there too. I'm not talking about ones where they're doing sales pitches and trying to sell things perhaps, but for anyone else out there who's trying to help people, put on events where you're giving people content for free or helping people out, I'm happy to have you come into the community and put your events in there, because this is what it's all about. It mustn't become a sales pitch site. It can't become that, but what it can become is a knowledge share and an information share site. And I mean, if you go into, if you go back to home, to where the homepage is, you'll then see that during the day, people will be dropping things in there all the time. So people drop in jobs they've seen on LinkedIn, free resources. It's getting, more and more people are getting involved and posting content, which is amazing, because the more people who get involved, the more helpful it will be to everyone. So yeah, the main page here, I mean, you did your post a minute ago. People have already liked that. And then if you keep going down, you can see Andrea's posted some stuff. It's, there's someone's already registered that they're coming. Richard Phillips, another member who contributes a lot. Carey, there he is. He's there every day, helping other people, grabbing some knowledge and sharing. Dan Schwarzentraub, again, massive contributor to the community. Mohammed Sadiq. I mean, there's just so many names and so many people who are in there every day. And it's as simple as, you know, we all trawl through LinkedIn, but there's so much content on there. And I think people are getting into the habit of when they find something relevant, copy that link, drop it in the community, and then you've got that kind of focused InfoSec, cybersec resource.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is great. Here's another thing is the channels. This is an area that you purchased these, right? This is something that you've...
Well, the whole mighty network. Let me go back to the beginning. So I had this mighty network as I built out a site called Social Alchemy back in 2020, which was for my wife's virtual assistant business. When my mum was really ill last year, I ended up delving back into my laptop and looking through all the stuff that I'd kind of dropped when I came into the industry, because my wife's business, we just stopped it because I was earning money again. And one of the things we've been paying for was this mighty network called Social Alchemy. And the whole platform is set up as a sales funnel. So whilst I've now created the community, which isn't to sell anyone anything, everything's pay gated, you know, so the channels are pay gated, the premium section's pay gated. So there's opportunities for training providers, coaches, mentors, people who've got a course they want to launch. We've got the facility and the striped facility all set up to host that for them. So again, moving forward, I think when we find courses which are appropriate and as a community ones we feel give value, we will then look to onboard people to provide their content within the community as well. But at the moment, I've removed all paid for content as of, I think, week before last. I removed anything that's paid for. So the channels at the moment are open to members to have for free. So, for example, Cybersecurity Central, one of the first things we'll be doing for them when they start doing their streams is to create them a channel. You'll see Boots to Books have got one in there. I added one the other day, history and culture, because I feel really ignorant a lot of the time speaking to people all around the world. I've got no idea of their culture, really. Typical British attitude of, you know, we know how to speak English and that's it. And I'm horrified by that. So I've opened up the history and culture channel to try and encourage people to share their local areas, their local history, just so that we've got a better understanding of other people's cultures, because I think it's really, really important.
I like that. That's awesome. Yeah, this is great. I know I'm part of a few of these, this one and this one.
It's just so much. I mean, some of these are redundant now because Cybersecurity Inside Scoop, that's a private channel that Aaron Lax has set up, another friend of mine. There's all sorts. Some are defunct. We had a whole range of sort of box challenges on the InfoSec box site, but I had to pull that about 6 weeks ago due to finances. So I was paying the hosting fees on that and I had to pull it. So at the moment, that's not live. We're looking to host some CTFs soon, but if there's anyone out there who does provide any kind of OSINT challenges, any interactive challenges, whether it's blue team, red team, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love for you to come in and start sharing some of that content.
Yes, definitely. And you also have a content page in here where people can...
Oh yeah, so the premium one, again, this is pay gated, but all of these are free. So these are courses that either I've put together myself. Forensics, I think, is the one that is no longer. So yeah, it used to be all of our CTFs on there, but I've had to pull that one. What is premium? It just explains. Again, I think we're going to go through a whole platform revamp the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's something I haven't mentioned as well. Whilst it's very simple and very clean, it's become cluttered because of the fact we've adapted and changed so many times. There's a lot of legacy stuff on there that perhaps isn't relevant now. So I'd like to get a panel of community members together over the next few weeks, get some research and feedback in on how people would like it restructured. So maybe changing the premium to courses. I don't know. I just think we need to bring a bit more clarity to it. So the one you're on is my Upwork hacking course. Yeah, I mean, that I've got to say that if you follow the steps in that, I had a huge amount of success winning business for cybersecurity firms through this process. And it is as simple as, it's called Upwork hacking because the way I did it was look to see who's earning the most money on Upwork, hack their profile in as much as relate it as much as you can to who the person you're working with. Follow the simple steps and processes I've put in there, and you'll soon start winning freelancer work. I promise you.
Oh, this is great. Yeah. And then you just go through this. It's a really easy platform to utilize. Oh, look, got your face right there in the corner.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, you can hear yourself. It's like dual Simon right now. I got it on both sides. This is awesome. So yeah, so that's great. And then we can go into the chat specifically for this Upwork hacking, so that it separates you. So now you can talk to people.
Well, there's a new feature actually as well where you can now have private chats or group chats. So you can go in and set up a collaboration group chat. Again, the channels could be set up for study groups, has kind of been one of the things that we've always thought about and talked about and never done. So if anyone wants to, is trying to study for a particular exam, reach out to me and let's set up a study group for that. You'll be surprised how many people will reach out and start sharing resources.
Look at that. I just started a random chat with people.
There we go. Look at that.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
It's super easy. So yeah, now we're in the syllabus, which is great. But yeah, if you want to go back to the main, let's give me back to the main. Go back to the network. Hence the button. Now you've got the Info-sec.live. So now you're in the main community chat, which is awesome.
I mean, that's really busy all the time, which is great.
Yeah, which is awesome. But like you said, you can come up here, you can create a chat and break it out however you want to. There's many different ways of doing it. So this is really great.
I want to try and encourage more people to use the Hangout as well that we went through earlier, because it's kind of just sitting there in the bar and not being used enough. So that's something I want to focus on the next few weeks, definitely.
Yeah, this is awesome. All right. So Simon, you were talking about needing some like assistance with things that you're doing to help get things off the ground, not only for people like that maybe have courses, but do you need volunteers? Do you need, let's call them interns instead of volunteers? Are you looking for interns? And if you are, what type of talent are you looking for so we can start putting the word out?
I think the biggest thing for me at the moment is the first bit of talent I need is for someone to help me organize things. As you know, Jax, I'm not a particularly organized person in that respect. I've got my own skill sets, which work very well, but I've also got areas that I lack. And a lot of that is the organizational side. I've got lots of people reaching out to being volunteers within the community. It's having someone, I suppose, to coordinate that is a big thing for me. And someone to have as a bit of a sounding board, which I've got with yourself and some other people. The more information and knowledge I get from other people, the better. But the real kind of skill set that I'm looking for, I think it's back to Kimberly again now, really. We do need to chat, Kimberly, is the social media and the marketing side, because I've done all of this on my own now for 8.5 months. And whilst I've been in sales for 30 years, I've never been on social media. So I first came on LinkedIn in March 2021. I'd had a LinkedIn profile for my previous business, but just as like a landing page, never used it before. I think I had a Facebook account for 2 weeks when I met my much younger wife, like middle-aged men do, start putting pictures of your attractive wife on there for a few weeks. So I did that back in 2011, I think it was. And since then I've not been on social media. So it's been more luck than judgment, the amount of traffic that we've driven there, because I haven't had any plan other than, I suppose, being quite active on the community. I mean, LinkedIn, I think I'm up to 4,000 followers now in under a year, which I'm really, really pleased with.
That's amazing.
Not that I know what that means, really. Again, it's just another number that maybe doesn't have too much value, but the engagement I get is great. And I need someone to help with it. So we only market this on, well, we don't even market it. We only talk about this on LinkedIn and YouTube. So whilst we've got shell accounts on things like Twitter, Instagram, I don't even think we've got a Facebook account because I don't have one. And also things like TikTok, which at 47, I don't really understand. I feel like we're missing, especially younger people who are trying to break into the industry, which this can be a really good support network for. I mean, take my 16-year-old, he's doing his technology levels. He wants to get into cybersecurity. He loves it. So I'd like to encourage more younger people to come in to the community to try and support each other. But to do that, I need younger-minded people than I am to help me with the social media side of it. So that's my big shout out today. Apart from obviously sponsors and people who want to give me a job.
Yeah, no, I love that. And put it out there. Keep putting it out into the universe.
Well, I will put it out there. I mean, I'm doing some contract work at the moment, as I mentioned earlier, for the guys at Valor. But I will be looking for some more contract work. And the thing that I really, really, really enjoy doing is creative stuff. So if anyone needs any help with a YouTube channel, video content, or sales and marketing, considering I suppose that is my forte, please do reach out. I'm open to discussions.
Yeah, Simon is actually the one who created this. I feel like I'm like flying through a portal every time. It's awesome. So yeah, you do great stuff. So definitely reach out to Simon. So before I put you back into the green room, take you off screen, what are the final words that you would like to leave with the viewers today?
2 words. Thank you. Thank you to everyone, especially lots of you in the chat who I've seen who are here today. Thank you so much for all the support that you've shown me. You know, middle-aged man, come out of nowhere, no real experience in cyber apart from some sales and some random exams I took a few years ago. One thing I have got is a huge passion in it. And the thing that's blown me away are the industry leaders who've reached out, and I've learned so much from all of you. And I've learned so much from the non-industry leaders as well. And just thank you to everyone, because if it wasn't for everyone else, the community would not be where it is now.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Simon. All right, Simon. Well, I'm going to take you backstage so I can do my final cuts. If you're back,
Have I got to get ready for Gerald's? We've got to get ready for Gerald's.
Yeah, I'm going to head over to Gerald's. Yeah, thank you for that. That's a good reminder. See you soon.
See ya.
All right, everybody. Well, I won't spend too long on the final wrap up because we do have Dr. Gerald Osier's show. And if you don't know about it, you definitely need to get in the know. It is called First Things First on Simply Cyber. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, it starts at 10 a.m. On the rest of the week, it starts at 8 a.m., 8 to 8:30, 8 to when it finishes, usually lasts for 30 minutes. You go on over to Simply Cyber. It's going to be kicking off in 5 minutes. But really quick, let's touch on what we've got Outpost Gray has for next week. Really excited about the guest. Again, we're going to have Tom Ryan on the show. Let me pull up the flyer so you guys can see that. So bigger. All right. So Tom Ryan has a wealth of knowledge in the space of cybersecurity with like a couple of decades of experience. And we're going to talk about the current state of cybersecurity. There's a lot of things going on in the space right now, especially within Eastern Europe. So we're going to talk about some of the Russia-Ukraine cyber activities and how that could impact us globally. And then we're going to talk about the general state, emerging technology and AI. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And then for the final wrap, I just want to thank all of you again for content. I see my repeat offenders coming in here and supporting this community and being part of this community, which means the world to me. If you haven't done so already, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button and like this episode. And then if this inspired you or it would share the episode is what I'm going to say. Share the episode, not if it inspires you, but more, let's get the word out about Info-sec.live. Let's start spreading the word so we can grow the community. And if you know anybody that would be interested in maybe doing a career fair or a Capture the Flag event, or, you know, any volunteers that can help Simon with the marketing side, social media side, organization side, reach out to Simon. I forgot to mention how to reach him. Pretty easy. Just go to Simon Linstead on LinkedIn, or even easier, go to Info-sec.live. So it's infosec-live.com, and you can definitely find him there. All right, guys, I will see you over at First Things First. Have a wonderful day.